In 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 1, the Apostle Paul wrote, "For we know that if the earthly tent which is our house is torn down, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens." As Paul wrote to the brethren in Corinth, he described the fact that our lives on earth are temporary, yet we have an eternal home in heaven. It's important that we understand this. This world is not our home. Our real home is in heaven. Today we're going to contrast these two homes and consider how an understanding of the difference between them should cause us to live a certain way in this life. First, let's acknowledge what is home. When people think of home, many thoughts and emotions might come to mind. And I want us to notice 4 characteristics of home that are found in the scriptures and use these as the basis for our comparison. First, home is a place of comfort. When David decided he wanted to build the temple, he vowed that he would not enjoy the comforts of home until the task was completed. He said, "Surely I will not enter my house nor lie in my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes or slumber to my eyelids until I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling place for the mighty one of Jacob." Psalm 132 verses 3 through 5. Though God would choose David's son Solomon to build the temple, the point about home that David expressed is one that is commonly understood. Home is a place of rest and a place to recharge that is separate from the outside world that is so often fraught with toil and turmoil. Secondly, home is a place of security. When Lot welcomed the 2 angels who had come in the form of men into his home in Sodom, the men of the city surrounded the house and demanded that the visitors be given over to them. And Lot pleaded for them and said, "Only do nothing to these men, inasmuch as they have come under the shelter of my roof." Genesis 19 and verse 8. He argued that his home was to be considered a place of safety, a principle that he expected even the godless residents of Sodom to understand. Third, home is to be a place of love. This is the ideal that God has placed upon the home. Husbands are to love their wives, Ephesians 5 and verse 25. Wives are to love their husbands and their children, Titus 2 and verse 4. And this is the general expectation that people have, that there is love in the home among those who are in it. And then number 4, we find that home is a place of family. The reason why home is a place of love is because it is primarily a place for family. Solomon said, "Let your foot rarely be in your neighbor's house, or he will become weary of you and hate you." Proverbs 25 and verse 17. Others may enter our homes from time to time, such as friends and neighbors. But Solomon's point is that these other visits are occasional and the exception to the rule, that the home is for family. But then we think about our temporary home. Our earthly home offers temporary and imperfect comfort. While we can enjoy times of rest and relaxation at home, there are responsibilities as well. There's always some type of work that needs to be done. And Paul made this very clear when he gave the remedy for the threat of idleness among the young widows. He wrote in 1 Timothy 5 and verse 14, "Therefore I want younger widows to get married, to bear children, to keep house, and to give the enemy no occasion for reproach." One cannot be idle while also devoted to the responsibilities that exist in the home. Furthermore, houses do not remain comfortable if they are not maintained. Through indolence the rafters sag, and through slackness the house leaks, Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 18. While yes, comfort can be found at home, it is temporary and imperfect. Also, we see that our earthly home provides temporary and imperfect security. There is certainly a degree of security that we have in our homes. Jesus said, "But be sure of this, that if the head of the house had known at what time of the night the thief was coming, he would have been on the alert and would not have allowed his house to be broken into." Matthew 24 and verse 43. However, even if we are diligent to keep our homes as a place of security, we are never completely safe. Jesus warned about focusing on earthly treasures because thieves break in and steal, Matthew 6 and verse 19. And though a strong man may be prepared to defend his house, he could be overtaken and bound by intruders, and then his house can be plundered, Matthew 12 and verse 29. Friends, we can and we should feel safe in our home, but this security is still temporary and it is imperfect. Friends, we thank you for joining us for our program today. We hope that you can join us tomorrow as we continue this look at the fact that this world is not our home. May God bless you today with a wonderful day.